Hi, I'm Weston. I love talking about the Rangers, and I'm here to talk about Game 48 of the regular season, where the Rangers lose 3-2 in overtime to the Toronto Maple Leafs. And if I had to use one sentence to sum up this word, it would be the worst defensive forward play I have seen in a very long time. Obviously, we'll get to the two egregious goals later on in the video. We'll start with the first one. First period, Toronto Maple Leafs. First shot of the game, Pontus Holmberg. Great fighting along the boards for Alex Kerfoot and Joey Anderson. He gets it in the neutral zone, and from the outside of the face-off dot till he took the shot, he just holds it on his backhand, and Pontus Holmberg rips a beauty. It was a really nice shot. I'll give him that. You'd love for Shesterkin to make a save on it because, man, you knew exactly what type of shot was coming for a very long while, but he sneaks it through. It kind of feels like nitpicking, but that's the only thing I can possibly criticize about his night. And even at that, it was a partial breakaway and just a perfect shot by Holmberg. And the only reason the Rangers even got so much as a point out of this game was Igor Shesterkin. So you head into the second period, the Rangers are looking for a way to tie it, and Filip Chytil off a face-off. Not like off a face-off to a defenseman, back to him to score it, or a tip-in, or a rebound. Like, he wins the face-off and simultaneously shoots it in off of said face-off win. And for Samsonov, that's just an oof. I'm sure it's happened, and if it has, tell me where, but I cannot, to the best of my recollection, ever recall watching, at least live, watching that type of a goal be scored, but the Rangers find a way to tie it. Filip Chytil, who has been on fire recently and would continue to be. And I say that just to lament, because man oh man, the kids' line was absolutely fantastic, and it resulted in a loss. The kids' line just pounding away at it in the offensive zone. They won't let the Leafs clear it. I think it was kept in by Capo Caco on this play, and then Lafreniere has it. A nice pass over to Capo Caco, and just, beautiful, beautiful setup, sauce pass over to Filip Chytil, buries it on a one-timer, and the Rangers take a 2-1 lead. The kids' line is just buzzing. The kids' line was the only one that worked tonight. We'll talk about that in a minute. You head into the third period with a 1-goal lead. About 5 or so minutes left. It's just madness in front of the net. Igor Shesterkin's made 1,000 great saves in the third period, but this one slips in. Timothy Liljegren off of a rebound just politely steps around Chris Kreider on this play. It was just like he stepped around him the way I step around people at the supermarket when the aisle is crowded. And if you thought that was bad defensive forward play, oh boy, god golly. Overtime, Leafs win the draw. It's Timothy Liljegren with it. He just hands it to Mitch Marner, and he waltzes into the zone. And all the credit in the world to Mitch Marner, right? This was beautiful, beautiful play, right? Crashes the net, gets tripped. Bobby Orr looking play. Beautiful, beautiful play by Mitch Marner. I'm not taking anything away from him. Mika Zibanejad just stops. He just stops and turns around to look at the play happen. It was I genuinely don't know what he was doing. Panarin was on Marner pretty tightly, but Marner was able to get the edge on him when he went around Mika Zibanejad. Miller was trying to hold back. I think he was trying to guard Liljegren. And Mika just stands there. He could so easily have taken a step back and prevented this. And I love Mika Zibanejad. I have recently pounded the table hard for him being one of the best defensive forwards in the game. This is one of the worst plays I've seen, and he didn't even do anything to do said worst play. He just watched. Like, the term puck watching is thrown around a lot in the modern NHL when people are talking about, oh, it was just puck watching. This is he was literally just puck watching. And so an incredible performance from Igor Shesterkin and the kids' line is a wash. You get a point out of it at least. That's a positive. Holy Lord. So the lines, that's what you talk about tonight. The story is the lines. You keep the same lines from last game coming into this one, and kids' line was fantastic. Amazing. 4 goals in 2 games for the kids' line. That's utterly fantastic, right? They're cooking on all cylinders. Led the team in expected goals as far as, lines did. They were fantastic. First line is a collection of ghosts. Panarin, Mika, and Kreider all look bad in this game. Mika specifically, and that hurts to say. I believe he did get robbed. There was a beautiful couple of plays by Samsonov. He had a very nice game as well. First line was bad. And if you roll into the Vegas game and you keep the first line, Panarin, Mika, and Kreider, I can live with that. If you keep it Panarin, Mika, and VC, I can live with that. But you have to just pick something. And stop hawing around with the lines. Just set them as something and keep it that for like 7 games or 5 games or a week or something. Just give them a chance to gel. They did not gel tonight. I'm not going to say they did. The lines looked pretty bad for a large part of this game, right? The kids line was the only one that worked. But if you continue to jerk people around, they're not going to build that chemistry, and you're going to have this same exact debate that we're having currently a month from now, 2 months from now, heading into the playoffs. You're going to have the same conversation of you won't let anyone gel together because you keep throwing them around. If you really want to do something to send a message, if you really want to send a message to the veterans or the high-paid stars on this team, right? The guys like Mika, like Kreider, like Panarin, like Trocheck, like all of them. You want to make a big statement? Kids line's the first line. Have them go for 20 minutes against Vegas. You want to send a message to let everyone know they have got to get it together? Give Laffy, Kakko, and Hedl 20 minutes against Vegas. Do that. But because Gallant is going to Gallant, I guarantee you going into Friday, the line that he decides to switch up is going to be the kids line because he hates all of us more than we hate ourselves. So Friday night, you're home in Madison Square Garden at 7 o'clock taking on the Las Vegas Golden Knights. I'll be here afterwards to talk about it, but that is all I have to say for the evening. So, if you enjoyed the video, please consider to like and subscribe. Thank you all so very much for watching. I hope you all have an absolutely fantastic day, and as always, go Rangers.